academics. Now, joining me is Hussein Abdul Hussein, a research fellow at the Foundation for Defense of Democracies. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Let's start with these changes announced for the educational curriculum. Why is this so important that it's making international headlines, and what does it say about the line of the new government?
Before we talk about the content of these resolutions, we have to note that any transition government does not have the authority to do as sweeping reforms as this Syrian transitional government has been doing. By default, a transition is a caretaker government where you keep things running, but you do not change things or introduce new changes to any curriculum. As for the content, I think this is clearly an Islamist way of governing. They changed school curricula. Now, mind you, the secular Ba'ath government, the former rulers of Syria, did not have any specific opinion or idea about Islam. So most of the time, they endorsed the regular Orthodox moderate Islam that is found in Damascus and the rest of Syria and other cities. So I really don't see why this needs reform. I think this is an Islamist way of doing things in Syria going forward.
And Hussein, now that the immediate celebratory dust has settled for many in Syria after the fall of Assad, what is the overall mood there when it comes to trusting the new government?
I think everyone is still in a wait-and-see mode. No one wants to call it. No one wants to say that this is an Islamist or a repressive government before they start actually governing. But I think the signs are there. The red flags are there. We see things going in an Islamist direction, whether this curriculum story that we're talking about, or whether a few days ago when one of the new rulers of Syria, a woman, came out with statements that were considered outrageous by most women's organizations. So we see things moving slowly in a direction that many do not want to see it go there. Now, how far will these guys go? Will they continue on ruling in this transitional capacity and making sweeping changes? Or will they just settle for now and wait until they have reconstitute the state in terms of a new constitution and a new government and an election and whatnot? So people are really anxious. Observers are anxious. They have the right to be so. But until things happen, we cannot really denounce them preemptively.
And briefly here at the end, the foreign minister said that he's hoping to start a new and bright page with Saudi Arabia. How significant is this? This was the first country he decided to visit.
Very, very significant. And our understanding is that Julani, now known as Shara in Damascus, has always been the man of Turkey and Qatar jointly. And for him to choose Saudi Arabia as the first destination for his foreign minister's official visit, I think this speaks volume. Now, how far are the new rulers of Syria changing from one side to another? Is this serious? Are they sincere? Is Saudi Arabia really endorsing these guys, or is it all just a photo op? We can't really tell. But whatever it is, it's really significant to see it unfold.
All right, Hussein Abdul Hussein, thank you very much for your input. And still with